You're not like other women. Most women hear this and smile. Some feel flattered. Some feel chosen. But very few understand what this sentence actually means. This line is not a compliment in the way people think it is. It is a psychological confession. When a man says this, he is not talking about your looks. He is not talking about competition. He is not saying you are better. What he is really saying is, you don't behave the way I expected. You don't respond the way others usually do. And because of that, I don't fully understand my position with you. And that is what shakes him. Men are not shaken by beauty alone. They are shaken by emotional presence, inner stability, and self-ownership. You don't unsettle him by doing more. You unsettle him by not losing yourself. Part 1: Why most attraction is based on predictability. Most dating dynamics follow a familiar pattern. A man pulls back. The woman chases. A man becomes inconsistent. The woman over-explains. A man delays commitment. The woman waits and hopes. Over time, men learn these patterns subconsciously. They don't even think about it, they expect it. Predictability gives comfort. Even unhealthy comfort. When you don't follow the expected script, his brain notices. You don't panic when he goes quiet. Overtext to restore connection. Ask repeatedly where you stand. Instead, you remain calm. Not cold. Not distant. Just grounded. And suddenly, he cannot predict you. That unpredictability isn't chaos, it's self-containment. And self-containment is rare. Part 2: You don't chase emotional certainty. Most people chase certainty in relationships. They want labels. They want reassurance. They want guarantees early. There is nothing wrong with wanting clarity. But there is a difference between desiring clarity and needing reassurance to feel okay. You don't make him responsible for your emotional stability. You don't collapse emotionally when things are undefined. You allow space, not because you don't care, but because your peace does not depend on control. Psychologically, this communicates. She's choosing connection, not clinging to it. Men feel the difference immediately. Part 3: Why emotional self-sufficiency is deeply attractive. There is a quiet power in a woman who enjoys a man, but does not rely on him. You like him. But you are not incomplete without him. You don't outsource your happiness, your confidence, your self-worth. This does not make you distant. It makes you anchored. Men are drawn to women who feel emotionally safe to be with. Safety doesn't come from need. It comes from regulation. You are regulated. You feel deeply, but you don't spiral. That balance is what unsettles him. Part 4: You don't overinvest before consistency. Many women confuse chemistry with commitment. They give emotional availability, loyalty, priority, before consistency is proven. You don't do that. You enjoy the connection. But you don't hand over your emotional center too early. You let time reveal effort. This subtly shifts the dynamic. Instead of asking, "Do you like me?" the dynamic becomes, "Can you meet me where I am?" That question doesn't need to be spoken. Your behavior asks it for you. Part 5: You don't seek validation, and that disrupts his role. Many men are used to being the emotional validator. They are used to being needed, being chased, being the emotional anchor. But you validate yourself. You don't look to him to tell you you're enough, you're chosen, you're secure. This doesn't threaten healthy men. It challenges unhealed ones. Because if you don't need validation, he has to bring presence instead. Part 6: You hold boundaries without drama. This is one of the strongest reasons he feels shaken. You don't set boundaries aggressively. You don't threaten. You don't lecture. You simply act accordingly. If something doesn't feel aligned, you don't argue. You don't beg. You don't over-explain. You step back. This creates psychological clarity. Men respect boundaries they don't have to fight against. Your calm refusal speaks louder than emotional confrontation. Part 7: You don't compete with other women. When a man says, "You're not like other women," what he often means is, you're not competing. You don't compare yourself. You don't prove yourself. You don't try to be chosen over someone else. You assume your worth. This removes power from comparison. And comparison is where many dynamics become toxic. Your lack of competition forces him to self-reflect. Part 8: Why your silence is more powerful than reaction. When something disappoints you, you don't explode. You don't send paragraphs. You don't emotionally chase closure. You observe. That silence is not punishment. It's self-respect. Psychologically, silence after inconsistency forces awareness. He feels the space, the shift, the difference. And that awareness is uncomfortable. Part 9: You don't try to be low maintenance. You don't pretend. You don't need effort. You're okay with less. You're flexible about disrespect. You're not demanding, you're clear. Clarity scares people who rely on ambiguity. But clarity attracts those who value intention. Part 10, Why this makes him question himself. Your presence forces self-evaluation. He begins to ask himself, am I showing up enough? Am I being intentional? Am I emotionally available? You don't pressure him to change. Your stability exposes his level. And that exposure is what shakes him. Part 11, Some men rise, others disappear. This is important. Your energy will not keep every man. Some men step up, communicate better, invest emotionally. Others pull away, ghost, become inconsistent. This is not rejection. This is filtration. Your energy reveals capacity. Part 12, You remain feminine without losing yourself. You are soft, but not submissive. You are warm, but not self-sacrificing. You allow closeness, but you don't disappear inside it. That balance is rare. Most people swing between extremes. You don't. Part 13, Why he feels both drawn and unsettled. You create attraction without anxiety. You create closeness without control. This confuses people who associate love with emotional intensity. You show that peace can coexist with desire. And that rewires expectations. Part 14, This is not about power, it's about alignment. You are not trying to dominate. You are not trying to play games. You are simply aligned with yourself. And self-alignment changes every dynamic. Part 15, The real meaning of you're not like other women. It doesn't mean you're better. You're superior. You're rare because of looks. It means you're emotionally grounded. You're self-connected. You don't abandon yourself. And that is unsettling, because it cannot be controlled. Message for you, why this energy always wins. You don't chase love. You allow it to meet you. You don't beg for effort. You observe consistency. You don't lose yourself to be chosen. You remain whole, and let alignment decide. And that is why he feels shaken. Because presence like yours doesn't demand. It reveals. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to Master Mindology for deep psychology-based relationship insight, emotional intelligence, and grounded feminine confidence.